And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Love y'all to pieces. Just want to give y'all a little warning, a little, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. What's your warning today, boss?
I feel like, man, I feel good, but in the middle of any thought.
Are you doing all right? Are you doing all right tonight?
I'm doing as solid as I've been in the past couple of days. But if every now and then I might hit the little button where I gotta hit this little thing right there, I may hit that button, or I may get weekend and just bear with me, all right? Y'all understand?
Yeah.
Gotcha. But we are here to break down some athletes, man, to break down some players. Now, Bryan, the last set of gang of 7 gentlemen that you had for me there, Kendall, Brooks, and Evans. Brooks was cool, but the other 2 they could have kept to himself.
So scouts do, bro.
Yeah, I feel
scouts,
you, man.
Scout. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're good or bad, but yeah, I had a word. I had a word with those guys. You
gotta let them know.
I got to be careful, though, man. I got to be careful. Those are my guys that go on the road.
Yeah.
The other guys, those are the guys that go into schools and stuff. So they know a lot what's going on. But yeah, I think that, let me ask you this real quick as we're doing this. Yeah. How many more players do you think you're going to get to? And they're all kind of in that range of somebody else's guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
I mean, where's the sweet spot been for you over the years? I mean, this is the first draft that you and I have worked together.
Sure.
And I loathe, if that's the right word, I loathe the fact of having too many guys on my board.
You hate it, right?
I hate it. I grew up in a system that had somewhere between 140 and 150 guys. Mm-hmm. That was it. Yeah. When you start to put 50 extra guys on that board, but where you and I are at right now is you and I have got to cover a draft for 3 days. Mm-hmm. And we don't just do it for the Dallas Cowboys. We do it for the Buccaneer fans and the Raider fans and everybody else, the teams and people who follow the draft that maybe they're not a fan of a team, but maybe they want to know about the players. I take a great deal of pride of being able to talk about a 7th round guy. Sure. I really, really do. It means a lot. That means a lot to me. But man, gosh, I hate 50 extra players on my board.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why on my board, I got rounds 3, rounds 4, and round 5. And then I got extras, right?
Yeah.
So my extras list is just going to be characters that I'm just not the biggest fan of.
Right.
I have them on the board. And even if they're not a character that I have a great recollection of, I'll at least put a note of 3 things that I remember about them, right? So when
for the show,
just for the show, Bryan. I want the this is your baby, and I want your baby to go off so well that when we get to day 3, if nobody got none, I could at least be like, well, this Kamon Rucker kid does have 16 sacks. He's not that big, he doesn't have a lot of length. If you want to make him a rotation, but not very good versus. I want to say something. I want to say something about this guy.
Yeah.
So that's where we at. But normally, Bryan, once I get to like the end of the 4th round, there's a bunch of guys I'm yawning about. Honestly. Yeah. But we'll see where we at.
Look, can I ask you one more question real quick?
Hell yeah, Bryan, please.
I had a board with 215 names.
Crazy.
And it didn't have Puka Nacua on it. See, that's the kind of S that I really hate.
Yeah.
That I should have, through all the lists that we had, I should have been able to find. I hate the fact that I missed Puka Nacua because I probably saw 10 other wide receivers that shouldn't even been on a board. Yeah. But I missed that kid.
Well, Bryan, Puka was
that bothers me. Those are the kinds of things that bother me.
Puka was a 5th, right? Something like that. Everybody was wrong on damn Puka, Bryan. So you can't hold yourself down on that too much because a lot of people skipped over Puka. I didn't even watch Puka at all.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I when you watched him play, you're like, and just like I said, there's probably 10 wide receivers I watched when I got to that 5th round point you're talking about for others. And Puka Nacua wasn't even in the others list.
Sure.
And that's the thing that pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
Is that when like somebody, because like I say, I take a lot of pride. I know you take a lot of pride. People will contact you, whether on Twitter or some kind of interaction they'll have with you. And they'll say, man, I remember when you were talking about that 5th round guy, or I remember when you were talking about, from the draft show, I remember you guys liked this guy. Yeah. I remember that's my fuel.
Sure.
That's my fuel. I can't draft for a team anymore, but I could sure talk about it, and that's the kind of stuff. I kind of have this balance problem where I've got too many guys on the board, and why in the hell did I not do Puka Nacua?
So maybe we just got to watch as many guys as we can, but try our best to ignore the guys that we don't think are going to be good. Because maybe we would have liked Puka if we watched him. We just didn't get to him.
I just never even got to him. I mean, I got to the point where I got to my number where I wanted to be, I normally am at, and I'm like, okay, these are my guys. Puka Nacua, by the way he played that first year and the way he plays, my gosh, he should have been on the board when we first started the damn process.
Sure.
And that's
the
kind of thing that bothers me a little bit. So I'm sorry, I took us off a path, but I just didn't know if we were getting to a point. I still think we're seeing meaningful players right now, though.
Yeah, we are.
I think we're seeing meaningful ones. It's going to get to a point, though, where, wow, I watched a couple games, and that guy's not getting any better. Yeah. So.
Well, Bryan, I tell you what, man. I got a 3rd rounder today.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 4th rounder today.
Uh-huh.
And I got a cat that I'm generally undecided on, but I'm going to put him in the 5 till we have a little conversation about it.
Okay, you're going to put Bowman, the safety from Oklahoma, in the 5th.
Yes, sir.
Or the conversation because you're worried about his height or lack of height.
He little bitty, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to put, do you have a 4 and a 5 or 2 4s?
I got a 3 and a 4. I got a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4. You put Martinez, the running back from Miami, in the 3rd, and Ferguson, the tight end from Oregon, in the 4th.
I got those last 2 switched, Bryan. I got Ferguson in the 3rd, and I got Martinez in the 4th. Okay. Well, you got him, Bryan, just so I can have a feed.
Yeah, I went 4th on, let me see what we're going all the way across. I went 4th on Ferguson.
Yeah.
I have him in that mix with Arroyo from Miami.
Okay.
Those are my 2 4th round guys. Martinez, I have a grade of like a 148. If you're new to the program, love having you here. Thanks for joining us. I'm giving you a Cowboys way of talking about a player. 148 would be the bottom of the 4th round. Don't worry about the 1. The 4 tells you the round. 0 to 9, where you would have him at the top of the round or the bottom of the round. So I would say Martinez is underneath. I've got James from Oregon, Neal from Kansas, Giddings from Kansas State, Brooks from Texas Tech, Martinez from Miami. Those are my 4th round guys. That's a 140 to about a 148 on those guys is what I got. And then who else I got?
Bowman.
Ferguson, Martinez, Bowman. I actually dropped Bowman down into the 5th round. So I did not have him as I have Sanker, Castro, Ransom. Those guys I have in the 4th. Bowman I have in the 5th. I respect the hell out of the guy. I just think he's really too short to play. But we've seen shorter safeties play. This kid's a ball hawk.
Sure is.
He is a ball hawk. But his lack of height and his tackling bothers me. So I put him in the 5th.
Well, Bryan, let me start with Terrance Ferguson then, the tight end from Oregon.
Okay.
He reminds me of another Ferguson, Bryan. You know what I'm saying?
Just like his brother, huh?
Kind of remind me of another Ferguson, Bryan. And man, it maybe I'm a sucker for yak guys, Bryan. But
he can yak it up, yeah.
For tight ends, right? And maybe this because I'm 33 years old and I grew up with Jason Witten catching the ball and falling down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this kid, Terrance Ferguson, not the greatest blocker in the world, but he's very willing.
No.
Got some, got some good size to get better at, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. But Bryan, you want to get him the football and let him run away and run around people. A very slick moving character, Bryan Broaddus. He's
slippery, very slippery.
Slippery is the word. Good hands, what it seems like. Finds a way to get open. I've seen some guys kind of blanking him up a little bit, and he'll still make catches with guys on him. I watched him versus Ohio State. I watched him versus Oregon State. I watched him versus Washington State.
There you go.
And Bryan, there was in each of those games, there was some short play that he caught it. That's where he lives, right in that medium, right in that down under, right around the sticks. And he'll turn it into an even bigger play because of his yak, Bryan Broaddus. Don't nothing make me smile more than I gave you the ball at the 8, but you took it to the 20 or something like that. I didn't realize how goofy the offense, was kind of operating around him. But when Gabriel was looking for somebody, when he'll scramble around, he run away from people, he'll dump it off to him, he'll catch it, and boom. I think there's value in yak guys like that. So I'm treating Terrance Ferguson just like his big brother Jake Ferguson. I got him under Helm, and I got him under your guy Taylor, but I got him over Loveland. Bryan, why do people have Loveland as a top 17 kind of guy? Why we keep seeing Colston Loveland up there? What's going on with that?
Yeah, me, I'm fan of. I understand with Warren from Penn State.
Yeah,
Mason Taylor is my second best tight end, and then you start talking about the other guys. We mentioned Helm, Loveland, those. Yeah, I think the thing with Loveland is they think they see a really good athlete is what they I think they see.
Okay.
And I'm not really sure, why they think what they do about him. I'm just going back and looking at the notes. Kind of a jack of all trades player for Michigan. Several spots. Athletic ability. He can get his nose dirty. He's a little bit he could play in line. He could play wing. He could play slot. There's some fluidness to his game. I was trying to say fluidness to his game.
Yep.
The staff, they bring him in motion. They'll wheel him up the field. They'll try and create space. I didn't feel like he was a guy that kind of lumbered a little bit, but teams will love that aspect of his game. They'll like that, how he kind of moves around. He's just not a dynamic blocker. But I can say he's good enough. I can't take him because I've seen Mason Taylor and Warren and those guys block. Yeah. They're more complete than what this guy is. And I think the fact that you can use him at so many different spots makes him attractive to clubs who know how to use their tight ends as weapons.
Okay. That's
kind of where I think, 6'6", 248. I know we haven't talked a whole lot about him. We just did.
Yeah.
But I think the flexibility of the player, the athletic ability of the player, I just think the other ones like Warren and those guys catch the ball better. I think Helm is going to do better at Texas. I'm not, everybody talk about the ankle and all that happened. That's terrible. That's terrible what that kid went through.
Yep.
They'll go to Austin. They'll get him running faster, hopefully. But his tape kind of speaks for itself as far as the type of player he is.
Well, I got Ferguson over Loveland, Bryan. I just wanted to say that.
No, good for you. Yeah. But with Ferguson, you're right about his brother. I mean, he's got length. He is a fluid moving player. His catch radius is really, really good. He's got a quarterback that's very accurate, though. Yeah. I mean, you watch Dylan Gabriel throw the ball. He's an accurate throwing guy. He's like. He plays in the slot, plays as a wing, a lot of upfield routes, a lot of crossing routes, a lot of deep routes. Man, this guy he's pretty special when you can kind of look at him that way. I in all honesty, I probably should have him above Arroyo. just thought maybe Arroyo a little bit better, block. Yeah, maybe the block and a little bit better downfield. But I got both of these guys in the fourth round. There's a lot to really like about this kid. Sure. And by the way, people hate when I call these guys kids.
It's all right.
Yeah,
I can't call them kid. I can't call them kid, but you can call them kid. It's all right.
What do you call them? Young men?
I call them characters, fellas, people.
Right.
Character comes out a lot on me, but
kids is an old. I'm sorry, it's the old scout way of talking about players.
It's all right.
They're kids.
You are 79 years old. You can say kid.
My apologies. I know somebody was going after me, and I commented back.
Yeah.
And he calls them young men, which sounded even more creepier than kids in my book.
Yeah, young men.
But we got into that. Yeah, we got into that. You know,
kids
how that
okay,
goes.
Bryan. Kids okay. Don't worry about
it. Some days remind me tomorrow just to like kick you right in the shin when I see you.
Kick me in my guy.
But yeah, the young man, this is. Yeah, I'm not going to kick him in the shin. But no, this guy's got body control. He's got balance, the run after catch, like his brother. He's tough. He's tough. He's a tough kid. He's a tough player.
Okay.
He really, really is. Yeah. Tough player.
We don't really know if he's we don't know if he's related to Jake Ferguson for real, but Jake's really good because whatever you give him, he gives you a little bit more, and that's why I called him his brother Jake Ferguson or whatever. But big fan.
Yep.
Now, Bryan,
absolutely.
Now, Bryan, this Martinez kid, man, you know what, Bryan, you know what it felt like? It feels like they didn't run the ball with him a whole bunch.
Didn't try. They got a great quarterback.
And the more I watch film, the more I feel like he was missing. I'm like, man, they could have just ran the ball with this kid a little bit more, and they'd have been good to go right there, Bryan. But this Damien Martinez kid is competitive kid. Damn.
See?
Damn, my bad. He is competitive as all get out, Bryan Broaddus. He's competitive as all get out, and he looks to run folk over and whoop them. Now, Bryan, I think I have to rewatch all these running backs, right? Not all of them for real. But I know, Bryan, but they all have an element of falling forward, finishing runs, being tough, and running folks over and contact balance. I just want to make sure I got them all right because like so many of them are similar, but it's small things separating them, Bryan. You know what I'm saying? To where you look at, Taj Brooks or whatever, right? He's a hard to tackle guy, but he moves well sideways. He's a one cut kind of dude, right? Martinez is like, I'm gonna run straight in this direction, and it's hard for you to, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think anything changes with Martinez.
Yeah. Like he just goes forward, right? He goes.
Yeah, I don't see anything different. And I'll tell you what, he's 5'11", he's 226. He is a thick built guy. He started his career at Oregon State, and then transferred to Miami. But he's got a powerful running style. He's a downhill runner. He finishes runs with power. I do not see an elusive player here. I see more of a try and run you over back. Yeah. One cut, gonna see the hole, gonna hit it. Got the lower body strength in order to operate this way. Yeah, plays. I think he's got contact balance. I think he does stand his feet. I think he does have the vision to see the hole and get through it. I don't see a guy that has like that home run speed, but I think he runs well enough. Yeah. And he'll sometimes run with a little bit higher pad level, and all of a sudden he'll just get small and boom, just run over you. Just straight ahead. That's not much of these elusive cuts, not much lateral ability, not going to stretch plays to the outside. Kind of feel like he needs to play in a gap scheme where they run the ball, he hits the gap, and they go. Yep. But he could be a tone setter with the ball in his hands. Yep. The physical style he has. I had heard, I don't have a copy of, I think he played in that the Tostitos Bowl, the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Pop-Tart Bowl,
Tostitos. Yep. Pop-Tart Bowl. He was really, really, really good. But soft hands, catches well enough. He could track it. I mean, he is not the best pass blocker. I think his technique will improve here if he's going to be on the field full time. There is something you have to check about this kid that happened to him in 2023 with a DUI.
Okay, that's
all right.
That's all right.
So if if you're into those things, give it a check. Yeah. But yeah, this is a run over you dude.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've got him kind of in that group with some run over you dude players.
It's a lot of them. Yeah.
We Neil, Brooks has got a bit more shiftiness to him. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's like I say, he's in the bottom of the fourth for me. Mm-hmm. And if that's your guy, if that's your gap scheme runner, hand him the ball, hit the gap and go. Yeah. Draft Martinez from Miami. He'll make you proud.
It's funny you say the Pop-Tart Bowl there, Brian Broaddus.
I said wrong. Didn't I say the Pop-Tart Bowl?
You said something. It was like the Sears Outback or something. But you are right. The Pop-Tart Bowl is what it was. But Brian, my favorite sequence of this player came from
the Pop-Tart Bowl game. Do you have the game?
Iowa State. Yep, right here. So
okay, good. Hey, there you go. See, I heard he killed them in this bowl game.
So Brian, watch this, right? This is their first drive.
It's the first play of the game. He runs like 60-something yards.
No, Brian, hold on. Wait a minute. I got details, right? The first play of the game, they actually botched the snap, Brian. So hold on. This is what happened. Let me show you one. Let's just look at it. So they're gonna snap the ball, right?
Oh.
Snap gets weird, right? And it's gonna be a turnover, right?
Right.
I want you to look at Martinez. He's right there. He's visibly pissed off, Brian. And then 47 is gonna get up and walk over there and talk to him, right? 47 is gonna get over there and talk a little shit to him, right? Iowa State scores 7 points.
Right.
The very next play from scrimmage, they give it to him, and this is the fastest I've seen him run, Brian.
Yeah.
This ain't his game. He don't do this. He don't break away like this. But he turns around, he finds 47, and he points and he laughs at him. He points and he laughs at him on the way to the end zone. I say, dog, I would take a competitive character like this, Brian Broaddus. I would take a competitive character in the damn Pop-Tart Bowl like this.
See, it's just straight ahead.
He gone.
But gone. Good for him. Yeah. I can say I knew. I can say this guy is just a downhill physical player, and I respect him for that. I really I didn't have that game, but I heard because you always like to check the stats, and someone told me, oh, you need to watch the Pop-Tart Bowl, and I'm like, I don't have the Pop-Tart Bowl, but
I can send it to you if you would like.
Oh, good. I'd appreciate that. That'd be nice.
You know what I'm saying? Voch holding you down there. But Brian, you are on point. I don't even think they threw him the ball very much. I didn't see him catch the ball.
I just saw a couple. That it's like it looked well enough for me, kind of a thing. So yeah.
I didn't even see him catching the ball, but I can show y'all a play that's more indicative of who he is. It's just this is him just getting the ball. Wait, just getting the ball and just running folk over. That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's just making people miss and just that's what he is.
Your contact balance and stuff like that. Yeah, there's nothing tricky or dynamic to his game. It's about power. It's about just going after you.
I don't know if he has great vision or not. I don't know if he reads cutback lanes or anything like that. He dropped that one.
Drop that one. Drop that one.
So he's just a very up and down back. But Brian, you can imagine that. Hey man, if you're in the right scheme,
that's what I said. That zone scheme where you just kind of, if the hole opens up and they hand him the ball, he could get through there.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't do good in San Fran or you know what I'm saying. But Tennessee or something like that, he'll be fantastic in Tennessee. Did he miss a pass block right here? Missed the pass block. So
that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Brian, one day we're gonna find a way to watch film for people. We're gonna watch the film together for everybody tuned into it.
You know what I think a good idea would be? When we get done with the show, when we get done with the draft, sit down and watch some players with the fans that the Cowboys drafted.
Sure. That'd be fun.
That might be cool.
That'd be cool. All right. And then we got our, what is he, 5'9", our 5'9" ball hawk?
Okay, he's 5'096. So if you're one of those 5'096 and you would round him up to 5'10. Yeah. So you got to call him 5'10. I'm calling him 5'10 is what I'm calling him. And
he get his hands on the football though, Bryan.
He gets his hands on the football, and he is Mr. Bowman, Billy Bowman, 5'10", 198. A shorter player that's not going to help you much in the run game. Mm-mm. I think he's going to make up with the pass defense stuff.
Yeah.
The ball skills, the nose for the ball, the vision kind of helps him stay in position. You hear me say this about right place, right time, because there's overthrows. You watch the Texas game.
Sure.
Quinn Ewers overthrows a wide open receiver, and Bowman standing right there for the interception. This guy's had 11 in the last 3 seasons of football. I wouldn't call him an explosive player, but he gets by on smarts and positioning. And it's best when he can play kind of in the middle of the field, try and take away crossing routes, overthrows by opponents. I've seen him play in the slot some, but I think it's best when he can play deep in the secondary. Yep. He's not going to help you, like he's mentioned, much in the running game. He just doesn't have the physical size and the length to be a good tackler. And I mean, physical size, he looks small. He's 198 pounds, but he looks small. But he'll come forward. He'll just throw his body into the ball carrier. I did a better job of wrapping up in the Tennessee game, but boy, he plays out of control for my liking. I'm not sure how much you want him covering big tight ends. He'll compete, but I think his lack of length will be a problem with those tight ends.
Sure.
A ton of special teams snap over his career. Likely that's probably what he's going to be asked to do in his career and play as a backup safety. Mm-hmm. I put him in the 5th round, as I mentioned to you before.
He's excuse me. Pardon me. He's gonna have to be a free safety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He can't move around. He can't play strong sometimes. He can't play nickel sometimes.
They played him in the Texas game. He played some like as a linebacker. Was it Texas or Tennessee? But he's playing down as a linebacker, like the old, when Dan Quinn used to play that dime package stuff.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, he is literally they're running the ball. It's Tennessee running the ball through the middle of the defense, and my man didn't even try and tackle. He falls on the ground in front of the back. Yep. Just because he just can't. He can't play down there like that. So he's going to have to play at depth, and then just be aware, be smart.
Yeah.
Don't get beat behind you. Like I say, I don't know how much. The bigger the receiver, the bigger the problem that's going to be for him.
And when he did make picks, like it was nobody else was around. And I caught this pick in the open field. It's not like he
right
was
place, the right time guy. Yeah,
he wasn't in man coverage and beat somebody to a spot or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It was I'm here and I'm around and I caught it.
Yeah,
I just don't think you could take a situational type player that high.
Right.
And I'm normally vouching for the guys that get the hand on the football, right? But at least be a good tackler or at least be a man cover guy. So and if you're gonna be a little bitty in the league and not tackle,
he looks small on tape. He looks small on tape.
Yeah,
and I mean, I wish we'd got to the combine and you can walk up and say, "Oh man, he is shorter." No, he's a little bit bigger. He looks kind of on tape, But yeah, he's going to. I have a feeling he's going to be a backup safety. He's going to play on teams. That's how he's going to probably have to do things. I just like the lack of length bothers me, but the ball skills are very, very impressive.
Yep. Well, Bryan Broaddus, that's a cool little 3 right there. Shouts out to the gang of 7 for giving us Billy Bowman. That is, let's see, how many players is that for me? That's 144 players for me, Bryan Broaddus. So we just moving along. We just moving right along.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, probably for myself, keep watching. I tried to get to about 200 is what I try and do. But, if time allows, which I think it might, I might just keep going, and maybe those guys don't end up on my board. But when we get to the 6th and 7th round, when the Buccaneers, the Jacksonville Jaguars take a guy, our job is to talk about that guy. That's something, like I told you, I take a lot of pride in.
There you go. Tomorrow, me and Bryan are going to talk a little bit of Cowboys, just to recap some of the things that's, happened this week. And, I got some thoughts too, and me and Bryan will go back and forth on that. But for the Friday assignment, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all write this down now. Chase Lundt, L-U-N-D-T, the tackle from UConn. I saw a little bit of him, Bryan, bro. We might have one.
Okay.
We might have, but I don't know why Jalen Rivers is ranked over him in damn PFF. But yeah. Chase London, Riley Mills, tackle from Notre Dame. And we got 2 wide receivers from Colorado, Jimmy Horn and LaJohntay Wester. We're gonna watch both of those guys. So
there you go.
We're gonna talk about those guys Friday, so y'all be sure that y'all be sure that y'all are ready, okay? Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. Go in the comments and tell us what y'all think about Billy Bowman and Mitchell Evans, and Billy Bowman, Damien, Martinez, and Terrance Ferguson, Jake's little cousin or something. And and tell us what y'all think. Y'all be sure to follow me at VOCHLOMBARDI. Y'all tap in with Bryan at BRYN Bros. I'm gonna be on the draft show tomorrow. Y'all should always watch the draft show. Just always watch it because you never know.
Yeah.
But be sure you watch tomorrow because I'm going to be on it, all right?
There you go.
We love y'all to pieces, and we'll catch y'all next time. Crown.